Morning, gang. Happy Sunday morning. So, light one today. Saturday, nice weather. Obviously, it's my afternoon. You know how this goes. But wanted to kind of show you what the next step is with some of this gardening stuff. So, y'all remember I told you month and a half ago, I guess it was now, 1st of February, that last year I had a hard time with my peppers. So, I was getting an early start on them so I could build stronger plants so that when it came time to get them outside this year, obviously I had a better plant start, a bigger plant, so it was healthier. Well, here it is. It's 6 months later after I did my seeds, and if y'all remember, I did them in little seed trays. And so they are now ready for transplanting. And I'll show you what I've got here. Let me flip this. Okay. So, pepperoncini, Marconi peppers, and green bell peppers. Now, if you notice, especially on the Marconis there's a couple of empty cells. And that's going to happen every time. That's why you always plant more than you think you need. So, I planted out, I set up my garden map, figured out how many plants I was going to need. And I think for peppers, I wanted to have 24, no, what did I have? 20, something like that. Don't remember exactly. It was 16, 18, something like that. Knew it wasn't 24 because each is a tray of 24. So there's probably about 16. So I had planted a full tray of each, knowing some seeds weren't going to germinate. And the reason for the point is now here it is, it's March 16th, and the peppers will probably go in the ground in a couple of months. Once the weather's warm enough, it's going to be a little late to start. If I wait another 6 weeks, I'm going to have plants that size, and those are too small right now to put out in the garden. However, as nice as they look right now at about 3, some of them are 3 inches. The Marconis are about 4 inches because Marconis will get feasibly up to 4 or 5 feet tall, 6 feet tall, if you do it right. Because, your peppers that long, those long tubular peppers, those will get very, very big. I can't leave them in these little cells this long. And you'll see when I take them out here doing what I'm doing is that they're getting root bound already, meaning the roots are starting to wrap up inside the cells. So what I need to do so they can continue growing is transplant them into bigger cups. All right, and I've got a whole bunch of different kinds here. All right, so I'll just kind of give you this. These are old red Solo cups, if you will, just, more than drinking beer, just stick some holes in the bottom of it with the knife so you've got some drainage and you're fine, okay? These are, and I've got 3 different kinds. They're all the same size, but, you can tell they're different, all right? But these are just little pots that we saved from when we had bought other things. This one here is from last year buying Impatiens, okay? Still got the little tag on it. Save these things. They're great. I just stack them all together. I throw them out in a little planter I have underneath the plants, and they sat there all winter. So, great idea for being able to reuse this. So many people throw these things away, and I laugh hysterically because come springtime and you want to be doing some of this, you're running around looking for for planters or pots, and okay, granted, Solo cups aren't that expensive, but if I've got to go spend $5 on Solo cups so I can do this, when I threw everything out last year, you're just throwing money away. So, stack them up, save them. They don't take up that much space, maybe a square yard for all the pots I've got, different sizes and stuff. Definitely worth saving. Now, the key is, because these things have been used before, you've got to wash them first with hot water, okay? And so if I get one here and you look at it, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but you can see inside. There's no dirt in there, all right? I've washed this with hot water. And the reason being is if it had dirt in it or whatever it is, you could have fungus, you could have bacteria, whatever, left over from the dirt or whatever was in there last year that's now overwintered and everything. You don't want that soil or that bacteria, that fungus or whatever, to harm your new plants. Okay, and again, remember, seedlings are very sensitive and very delicate. So you want to make sure to wash it out really good. It doesn't have to be like you're going to eat on it, But you want to get it good and clean, practically, as close as you can to, I don't want to say sterile, that's not the word, but good and clean, so you don't have any disease that you're possibly transferring your new plants. So that's where I'm going to start. So basically what I'm going to do is take one of these cups and I'm going to fill it about halfway full of dirt, and I'm going to try to do this so you guys can see what I'm doing here. But I mean, it's not rocket science. So I'll just take out my Marconis because they're close, all right? And again, I've got my tray of cells inside my watering tray, if you will. And you want to keep the watering tray because that's what I'm going to put these puppies in. So now they'll have something solid on the bottom to go with. So move them on along. So I'm going to take one out. Yep, I guess you can't see me there. So I'm going to take one out and just pinch the bottom of it. Okay, I'm going to pull it up. But this is what I'm saying about, if you look, you can see how it's pretty root mound. There's roots all over the place. So I want to set that in. I want to get it, the soil surface, probably can't see. Let's try to move you again. There we go. Okay, so I want to get the soil surface of the cell right here below the lip of the cup, because you don't want water running out or anything like that when you're watering it. Now, I've just got a cup of the same seed starting mix that I made 2 months ago or whatever, same stuff I grew it. You're still using the same medium, okay? And I'm going to backfill the rest of this pot here around the pepper plant, trying to roughly center it in the cup. But I'm going to backfill it all around, making a little bit of a mess as, it's playing in the dirt. Okay. And again, same thing like you did before. You want to firm this in. Okay. You don't want to be running dirt up the stem of the plant, but you want to be giving it a firm base to grow in. And as I get this done here, I will pretty much show you what I got. Okay. So, now, if you can see in here, I now have the whole plant put in. The dirt is the soil is maybe about 1/2 inch from the top of the cup. That's about where you want it to be. Again, you've got a cup that's got holes in the bottom. Can you see that? Yes, you can see that. There's holes in the bottom. So you've got drainage, but more importantly, what you've got is a way for the water to wick up. All right. So then, of course, the next thing I'm going to do is set this in the tray, like I showed you there a second ago, because then I can just bottom water it by putting, 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch of water on the bottom of it, and it'll wick up. And now, because that soil still has more fertilizer in it, because if you remember how we made the soil, it's got fertilizer in it. It's now got more room for those roots to grow, and now this plant can get to be 6 or 8 inches high, and that will be plenty big to put out in the garden where it can get a good head start. So I know, not a real exciting video today, but it is important that you know how to transplant your seedlings once they get root bound, okay? And usually when you're getting about 3-4 inches high, that's when they're root bound, so they're going to need to grow. If it's not time to put them in the ground, you need to pot them up, and hence that's what we're doing here. So, real simple video for you guys this morning. Nothing overly super exciting, but it's Sunday and we like to keep it a little light on Sundays. So have a good one. I got 120 more of these to do. So have a good one, guys. We'll talk to you all on the other side. See ya. Pinball out.